Alright, hello my friends. We are back once again with some updated patch notes. We're taking a look at League of Legends, of course, 26.7, and then we're going to take a look at TFT, which, if you're a big fan of TFT, now's the time to get back in. A new set is about to drop in a couple weeks, and we'll be taking a look at that a little bit later. But for now, League of Legends, and I have to say, before anything, the KFC SWAIN skin, this was a beautiful idea. It really fills me with this confidence that maybe the skin team's not washed up, right? Because sometimes their skins look a little and other times it's like, wow, they actually still can have good ideas. So yeah, that's cool and all. Let's get into it. Enough stalling. So once again, doesn't look like an overwhelming amount of changes here or nerfs. Uh-oh. Ornn has been my Ornn has been my safe pick for blue side for a while now. So first of all, April Fool's 2026. We got a Swain's Hot Chicken Rewards program, which is hilarious. But it looks like we get an icon for Alistar's best skin, a little bit of Battle Pass experience, another icon for Rengar's best skin, Maokai's best skin as well, or this is actually an emote. Olaf, a definitely not emote, a little more Battle Pass, and then another emote for Renekton. So it looks like this is just a nice little bonus that you get, some emotes, some icons. Not bad. Is this a... This might be a teaser for next year. We might be getting a Renekton skin where he swings around a baguette. Alright. Hextech Chess Superfans Unite. For a limited time, players can display their true feelings for Hextech Chess by purchasing the Hextech Fan Bundle. You'll get a chest, a key, and a super special I Love Hextech Chess title. Okay. Chaos on the Rift. Be sure to check out non-ranked Summoner's Rift for some special chaos. Chance on death to summon a Karthus ult onto the enemy team? Yo. I hope Pengu Garen is back too. Shiny minions and monsters. Also, like Pokemon, there's a chance for them to be shiny and drop cold on death, which either team can pick up. GP5 items and the lucky Earth statue that builds from them. GP5. Is that like the ice item from before? Or no, that was GOP. Huh. Shiny items. Chance for complete items to be uncommon, rare, mythic, or legendary, getting small stat bonuses and a shiny border. So there's actually RNG for getting bonus gold and better items. Why not? Hang on, let me just turn on. Alright. Hats on takedown. Certain means monsters have a chance to be disguised. I guess so they're wearing glasses and a little mustache. Alright, cool. This was something I actually liked about what they did last year. Specifically, I liked Pengu Garen. I feel like everyone liked that skin. It should be a legendary skin, honestly. I would buy it immediately. Alright, now into the actual patch notes. Starting with Cassiopeia. Looking to give some mid-favored love to Cass, who hasn't found her footing in the new season. Yeah, I feel like I said this the last time we saw Cass, which was just a couple weeks ago. I only see her top lane. And it's rare. You have like the rare person who locks it in top lane to make your life miserable. Otherwise, I haven't seen her at all. So she gets 30 more base mana. And her E, Twin Fang, does a little bit more magic damage. Ooh. Is this really a mid-skewed nerf? I mean, I can kind of see the rationale behind it. She has more mana, so it allows her to stay in lane a little bit longer, especially earlier on, so she can get off those early trades a little bit more effective. But I feel like this is going to buff top Cass. Because Cassiopeia, a lot like other mana-centered champions, like Ryze or Kassadin, they really want to prioritize clearing early and getting off a good early back so they can buy their tier, so that they can finish their rod as quickly as possible. And I feel like giving her stronger trading power and a little bit more mana is actually going to make her more favorable top lane. But we'll see, right? Hopefully that's not the case. Graves. Base attack damage -2. Really? Graves has seen a ton of play since his True Grip buff. This is nonsense. Graves has seen a ton of play since the moment you reworked him like 8 years ago. Like, seriously. Has there really been a time where Graves has been a bad champion? I feel like there have been small pockets where he's been unpopular, but I feel like this champ's never been bad. Whatever. Slight nerfs to his base attack damage makes his early game a little bit worse. It makes him a little more item dependent. We'll see if that's enough. Normally, these kinds of buffs are really effective, especially on junglers, because it slows down their clear speed a tiny amount. And a couple seconds can literally be the difference between getting off a gank, showing up in time for a counter gank, or not being close enough at all to respond to something happening across the map. So, okay. Callista. I really don't see this champ at all. Like, the only people who play this champ are, like, one-tricks. Callista and her players have been patiently awaiting buffs and we're also ready to see her unleash her wrath once again. This change is aimed at making her hit harder when she finds an opening to stack up her spears. So total AD scaling on bonus damage per additional stack. It was 20 scaling up to 40, now it's 20 scaling up to 50, so a 10% buff to her rend for AD scaling. That's pretty substantial. 10% is a lot, especially on AD carries, right? AD carry is the only class in the game where you're like expected to build 6 full damage items and no defensive stats. So that 10% is actually pretty substantial. It'll make her scaling a lot better. We'll see though. Like I said, I really only see like one-tricks play this champ, and I think it's just because she's one of the harder champs in the game. There's a lot of learning curve behind the attack moving on this champion specifically, since it's tied to her movement. We'll see how it goes. Karma. Karma's been a force to be reckoned with high skill support play for some time now. I'm going to stop here for a second. Support is the easiest role in the game, okay? Now, before the support mains get upset, the role does have a high skill ceiling. This game in general has a high skill ceiling. There's so much to learn, so much to figure out. But when it comes to minimum performance, support is the easiest role in the game. It is the only role where you can be down 2,000 gold and still be useful. It's the only role where you don't really have to learn how to farm. You can be in Masters Plus, and I know this from experience, you can be in Masters Plus, and your Enchanter support doesn't help you farm, doesn't care about the lane. She just sits there, acts pretty, and hits her point and click abilities, like Nami, who I see right here. She can stand behind you and hit her point and click heal, miss every bubble, and still be useful in the fact that she's just sitting there point and click healing you over and over. Sona's the same way. There's no real skill expression on a lot of these champs. It's there, and if you're a good player, you can take advantage of it. But the role is inflated. There's too many bad supports who still climb despite being bad. Right? And on the rare occasion you see an actually good support, like, because every so often you're going to run into like a bard who's going to hand you the game on a silver platter. But in general, I feel like 70% of these support mains are not in the rank that they should be in. I feel like your average diamond support has the hands of a platinum player. But whatever. That's a little rant that I will save for later. In fact, I'll make a whole separate video on it at this point because I hate some of these support players. Anyway, moving on. Karma, our mantra. Empowered E. Her E is her shield, right? Yeah, secondary target shield. So the E, 50 to 200 plus 45% AP is now 45 to 165 plus 45% AP. So they tap down the base size of the shield on her empowered E. I think that that's probably good. Because when you're support, it's painful to get the full value out of a lot of the heal and shield because you can't build AP. And even if you do, you don't have the economy to support buying the more expensive items. So this makes sense to me. right? She's building support items anyway. They give her the bonus healed and shield power. You can tap down the base a little bit. Pretty good. I actually agree with it, because you can't go wrong. This is exactly what I mean. If you're support Karma and a team fight breaks out, you can press R, and then you can press E on yourself or an allied champion. It's point and click, doesn't matter. You can press R, press E, and you've already done something for the team without even really knowing what's going on, right? Giving everyone a shield is always good. Nami, we're nerfing another one of her most powerful supports. I mean, okay, I'm glad to see Nami get nerfed to push people off of playing this champ, but again, the support issue is still there. Bounce Modifier. Plus 10% per 100 AP is now minus 20% plus 15%. Effect per bounce. Now she'll need to be more intentional about whether or not she wants the heal or the damage more. Yeah, I mean, Riot knows it too. So what they outline here is she can cast W on herself and still deal damage. So she can walk into range, heal herself, and then the heal will bounce and deal damage. Right? It's like, it's almost brain dead in a way. Like, you don't even care about the bubble. So nice. Some nerfs to our premier enchanters and their point and clicking. That's nice. Ornn. Ornn has been a standout among top lane tanks across all player skill levels. Yeah. Whenever I have to first pick on blue side, I've just been locking in Ornn. Because no matter how bad the matchup is, you can kind of just clear the minion wave, you know? Right? Like, if you want to just play safe because you're blue side and your team needs a tank, you can lock in Ornn every single game. So Bellows Breath, brittle proc damage, 10 to 18% is now 9 to 17%. So minus 1%. Doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. For a champ that doesn't build any damage and is able to do a quick combo for 45% of your HP, this is actually pretty substantial. Because it's 1% over the course of the entire game. Like, how many times does Ornn press W over the course of the game? How many times does he apply brittle over the course of a game? You know? So it's 1% every single time. Which does bring down the overall damage he's dealing over the course of the game. Rel. I actually have not seen a whole lot of Rel. And it looks like, yeah, she's getting a buff here. I haven't seen her at all. Whenever I see a tank support, it's Alistar, Blitzcrank, Poppy, Braum, and the occasional Thresh and Leona. But I never see Rel. So let's see what they got here. Full Tilt. The movement speed. 3 seconds of 10% increase to 25% when facing an empowered ally or a visible enemy champion. It's now just a flat 15% and then increased to 30%. So they upped her movement speed in both cases by 5%. Pretty big. Movement speed's the strongest stat in the game, so not bad. And then her ultimate, Magnet Storm. A little bit more damage. Plus 30 at level 1. The same at level 2. And then plus 70 at level 3. So a little bit more base damage on her ultimate. Make it a little bit more impactful. I think the movement speed buffs are actually the huge deal here. Do not underestimate movement speed buffs. It's the most powerful stat in the game. There's a reason why they nerfed a number of champs by just removing a little bit of movement speed. Shyvana. Alright, we got some adjustments here. Ultimate Haste no longer provides passive Fury generation per second, but instead amplifies all Fury generation by 1% per 1 Ultimate Haste. Make Ultimate Haste function for Shyvana more similar to how Haste does for normal abilities. I see. So, basically, if you have Ultimate Haste, it doesn't make her passive regenerate faster. But anything you do that does give you Fury, like attacking enemies, gives you a little bit more. Yeah. So they remove the passive haste, but give you more for, when you're actually playing the game. We also micropatched some Silas interactions last week. He was dealing too much damage with stealing Shyvana's Q by applying her on-hit damage twice, essentially double dipping on his total attack damage versus his primary target. I heard about this. Silas was actually completely broken with Shyvana's ultimate, so it looks like they've done some adjustments there to make it a little less overbearing. It's always been weird with Silas and the transformation champs because he was able to really, really take advantage of the amount of damage some of those transformations could do. So it's nice to see that they did that. Singe. Do we finally have Singe nerfs after all this time? Singe has been a big winner this season with free teleport, experience, protoplasm, home guards, weaker grubs. The list is almost as long as the number of ingredients in this insanity potion. Instead of making his early game even more vulnerable, we want to make Singe a bit more reliant on his own accumulated gold. So Insanity Potion bonus stats, -5 at level 2 and -10 at level 3. Okay. That makes sense to me, actually. This actually makes sense to me. Lowering these bonus stats makes it less likely that a 0 and 5 Singed just hits R and runs through your whole team. He is a little bit more vulnerable. Of course, it won't make a difference if the Singed is actually playing well and is ahead in gold and everything. I guess it will make him a little easier to kill. But one of the big problems with Singed is this guy buys a Rylai's, a Liandry's, and then like they said, things like protoplasm, home guards, better boots. He just doesn't care, right? He just farms all the minions, coasts right to level 16, doesn't even care if he's inting, doesn't care if he dies, wastes everyone's time, and then a team fight happens at Dragon 20 minutes into the game. He clicks R, he's unkillable, and he's too fast. So it is nice to see them bring this down a little bit. I still feel like Singed is going to be too powerful just by champ design, but this does help immensely. Vhagar, Primordial Burst, his R. Off-minute threshold being considered overpowered in bot lane, he's been maintaining enough of a play rate there that it's time to step in. One thing different between bot Vhagar and mid Vhagar is his scaling nature, and bot is actually even more of a snowball champion than in mid lane, where his win rate steadily climbs over game time. We're blunting the early mid spike with a cooldown nerf that his mid players aren't as reliant upon and can more easily outscale. So his ult cooldown got nerfed, plus 20 seconds at level 1, that's a lot at level 1. Plus 10 at level 2, and then equalizes again in the late game, so... Alright. This is literally just a curb mage's bot. You know, the sad part is that it's difficult to really keep mages out of bot lane, but you're always going to see mages bot lane. It's too easy, right? Compared to your average AD carry, which realistically AD carry can be one of the harder roles to play because you're reliant on your support. And like I said earlier, some of your supports are just terrible at the game. Especially a lot of these enchanter players, they just don't care. They'll point and click and then just play for the mid game. Your average Seraphine, Sona, Karma, Nami, they don't care. Right? They don't care about how bad the lane phase goes. And it can really suck if you're an ADC and it's like, I can't even walk up in lane, right? And then we eventually swap to mid lane. I walk up in lane and get a minion wave. I get ganked by 3 people. My support's off warding whatever the hell sitting top of bot lane. So I get it. I think some more changes are going to need to be made, but I don't know that mage bot lane's going anywhere. Systems, farming as supports. After last patch where we weakened this mechanic, we're now completely disabling the reduction in gold that used to kick in when support players killed too many minions. This was added back when it was optimal to run 2 or more support items, but now that it's possible to do so. Okay, so just to follow up on last week, allowing supports to farm effectively. The only thing that worries me about this is the players. I don't think there's anything wrong with this system, but it can lead to some uncomfortable situations where your Karma might just decide, I hate my ADC, and she empowered Qs the minion wave and just steals 3 minions from you. It could happen. I've seen worse. All right, then some changes to Era Mayhem, April Fool specifically. Pros now use their muscular arms to move and attack players who hoard Poro snacks, dealing 1 true damage repeatedly until one of them gets fed. Yo, so if you don't feed the Poros, they can start beating your ass? That's so funny. Poro will welcome you at game start. Poro snacks now visually look like cheeseburgers. Flash leaves behind an emoting after image. Health bar scale with champion size. Turrets flash mastery when they kill a champion. Small chance for an automatic chat message addressed to Karthus when Karthus reaches level 6. Small chance for Lissandra to send a message at the end of a Howling Abyss game. New item, using it starts or joins a party. The more the merrier. Custom health bar colors. Cool. Alright. I just kind of wanted to look at the April Fools because I knew they were adding April Fool's stuff to Arrow. And is that it? Is that everything? Demacia Rising. So if you're interested in Demacia Rising, Jarvan and Quinn are now available. New settlements. New stories as well. I've actually not been playing a whole lot of Demacia Rising, to be completely honest with you. I played like, what was it, like 20, 30 minutes of it just to get the free orb or hextech chest or whatever it was. When disruptive behavior like AFK or trolling is detected in a match, full LP refunds will be given to negatively impacted players instead of partial refunds. Wow. This is huge, by the way. I don't know why it's in this little bubble down here. But if you're getting trolled in your ranked games, instead of loss negate, or what? Loss mitigated, loss forgiven, whatever the heck, where you get reduced minus LP, they just give you all your LP. You don't lose anything if you're getting trolled. That is huge, actually. This is a huge way to combat trolling, right? Because now, if you're a miserable asshole and you decide to troll a lobby and to waste everyone's time, your teammates don't even lose LP, so they don't care. They actually don't care. They can just start playing for fun, get you banned, and they don't even lose anything out of it. Wow. That's nice. Okay, and then upcoming, here are your new April Fool skins. I'm actually excited about this. Prestige Money Miser Mordekaiser. It's pretty good. Wait, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. But this is going to be in the shop. I already have the Mythic Essence needed to get this, so expect me to be playing that. Like I said, Fried Chicken King SWAIN. Actually a very good skin. Bubble Bash Blitzcrank. Bubble Bash. There's a reference. Yeah, it looks like it's a continuation of the Toy Story skin. Pug Trainer Sejuani. Wow. I feel like they should have made this one a while ago. Chonk Kench. If you don't play TFT, Chonk is one of the chibis in that game. You can see him right here. Surprise Party Vex. A new Surprise Party skin. Huh. I actually like this. I don't even play Vex. I like this. Oops. Anyway. Alright. So that was the League of Legends patch notes. If you're on YouTube, thanks once again for coming through. I can't wait to see y'all on the Rift. Those April Fool's updates are looking real nice. So I can't wait to see y'all on the Rift. And I will catch y'all next time. Peace.